Hi guys! We are the Guys of the Beholder. Thank you so much for coming back and watching some more. Today we're doing a quick little setup video for a great game called Final Girl. We need to say thank you to our friends over at Dice Dojo in Chicago, right? Because we met them over at ASIN. Had fun hanging out with you guys. I say we. I wasn't there.
Yeah, it was me and Larry.
It was you and Larry.
But we were there, and they cut us a good deal on the entire Series 2 set, so we're going through and playing a bunch of them.
Yeah, great. So today we're setting up the Big Bad Wolf box for Final Girl, because that's the one I'm playing, because I love werewolves. And Tony's going to teach me how to play the game really fast.
Yeah, so when you first get the game, you're going to have your core set, so your Final Girl core box. Inside of there, you'll have your player board, which is over here. You'll want to set that up over to the left, and then you'll have a pile of action cards in there. Each of these action cards are going to have cost associated on the bottom right of them. Michael, what I'm going to have you go through is each one of these will have a cost and a name. Take your zero cost cards, put them there, and then each pile will have its own individual designation. You can actually put them in however order you want. So while he's doing that, the core box actually doesn't come with any villains or anything associated with it, so you actually have to buy each villain separately. That's why for each villain they'll have a little bit of a different setup for each one, but we'll kind of give you the general overall gist of it to make it... They're all pretty much the same, just different niche rules in each one. So for the Big Bad Wolf, the actual maps and villains come as magnetic parts of the box. So when you have the box, they'll actually just snap off of it.
It's
one side will,
super cool.
Yeah, one side will be the villain, which is this side, and the other side will be the map, which we have over here. Inside your villain cases will be terror cards, setup, event cards, and item cards. So how we have it set up here is with the special mats. You don't have to do it exactly like this. It just makes it easier to keep track of how you have everything set up and keeps it easier to organize. When you first open up everything, we'll set them up kind of like this with map and characters next to each other. We will do the villain setup first. So in the top left, there is the horror and health that they have. The horror goes back to the Final Girl core box and shows you on here. So for the Big Bad Wolf, he starts off with 5 horror. So what we're going to do is we're going to find 5 on the track, and we'll put a little red meeple in there. That way you can keep track of how it goes. For health, what we'll do is we will place 8 hearts here. And then Michael, you get to do your first thing, or your second thing actually. What we're going to do is we're going to place all these guys like this. And what you're going to do is you're going to mix them all up, and you're going to pick 2 of them. Without looking at the other side of them. So feel free to mix...
one more.
Oh, one more. Feel free to mix those up a little bit, and then pick 2.
While I'm mixing them up, are you going to go into why I'm doing this?
Yes, so one of them will go towards the villain, and one of them will go towards you. So on the back sides of these, one side will have a heart with a +1 die. That means when they have that, you get +1 die for your actions. And then the other side will either be blank, have a heart, have 2 hearts, multiple hearts, and then yours will go right there. When you actually get to that last health, you'll flip it over and reveal what the other side is, and that way they'll either come back to life in true horror movie fashion or be dead. It's back there for you. So he starts off with 9 health, so that means you'll put 8 hearts on here plus the 1 additional one that's for the black one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Along with that, we have Finale and Dark Power cards. So Michael, what I'm going to have you do, these are located inside the actual box themselves. When you get them, the Finale cards will be the upper body of the villain, right? So if you look on the cards, they make a portrait when you put them together. The upper ones are the Finale cards, and there'll be 4 in each box typically. One of them will have blood encircling them. Those are for extremely difficult matches. We took that out for Michael because this is his first time playing the game.
And the game is hard enough, apparently.
And it's hard enough as it is. So Michael, what I'm going to have you do, shuffle those up and pick 1. Now the bottom part of the portrait is the Dark Power. These Dark Powers will unlock through various moments in the game. And this particular one, it happens when he reaches a certain amount of bloodlust, which we will talk about.
That's it.
Those go back into the box. Do the same thing here. Shuffle those up and pick 1. Now on the right-hand side of the board, boom. There you go. Push them together for you. I know how you care about that.
I know I do. Sorry.
Huh?
What?
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 Yeah, you got words to say. On the right-hand side, this is known as the Bloodlust Tracker.
Oh, let's do normal Tony.
That's true. If we're doing it right. Yeah, we gotta...
No! Okay. We're doing a thing! Right,
That's how Tony do.
it's good enough.
That
It's
is
good
how
enough.
we do it. I mean, it's not important until
I
it's
get it.
important, all right? Like, don't you worry about
Oh my god, I can't. It's okay. I can't stop.
it. Yeah. So this is the Bloodlust Tracker. Bloodlust, which is kept tracked with, in the normal box, it'll be a little red guy, and then in the special one, we got the, it actually looks like
It's a
blood
little
stain.
blood splat.
Yeah. So it starts off at the very bottom. As the villain kills people, and other cards might indicate otherwise, that bloodlust will increase. As it increases, they get more powerful, they do more things, they do more stabbing and moving. It's pretty dangerous. So starting off at 0, on the bottom here we have a little knife. That little knife indicates damage, so when they attack, they do 1 damage. Victims have 1 health, your final girl will have more than that. We'll get to that when we set up you, but then we have feats. That's how much they move.
The boots, they're made for walking.
Those boots were made for walking. Yep. And then the little bloodlust itself is a little doot right there. So as it goes up, we're going to do different things that will reveal, and you'll kind of follow the rules as printed on the bloodlust tracker. Across the top of the board, you'll see that they have minor dark powers. Those will potentially come up in terror cards. When they do arrive, they have to be dealt with first before you continue to do damage to the main villain, which we'll cover a little bit later. That's pretty much everything that needs to be going on here. So this is all set up. So we'll go ahead and finish up your setup down here. So in each villain box, there will be 2 final girls in the box. At least 2. All the ones I've done so far, I've had 2.
Yeah, I've had 2.
Okay. You will go ahead and pick one. Michael has already made the choice of which one he wanted to pick. He wanted to play as Red to keep a story continuity purpose.
Even though there's a gingerbread house in here that frustrates
There is a
me.
gingerbread, and there's actually a Hansel in the event thing as well. So,
No witch, though, huh?
I don't know. I didn't look through all of them. I just saw
Okay.
that one.
We'll find out. First card, witch. You lose the game. I'm sure.
In the top left of the player card, it has your health. So you have 5. So you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the 1 additional one.
Ahar.
Then you'll have a series of other things on your left-hand side of the card. Each one of those is for when you save a victim, which we'll talk about a little bit later, once we get to that point. And then once you fill up all these slots, you can flip them on over to your superpower mode, which is always activated, and you can do it as directed on the card. In Michael's case, it'll be during your turn, you can use an action to move away if the villain's within like 2 spaces or something like that. That's what it says. Yeah, we'll worry about that when we get there. So now we'll move on to setting up the actual map itself. Larry, can I have you shuffle the setup cards? And then we'll have Michael pick one.
Oh boy.
Yes, so this is going to tell you how you actually set up the board in terms of where the villain is, where you're at, where victims are, etc., etc.
Picnic.
Yep. So you'll reveal that setup. Now, where the...
The killer's the big old K.
Yep.
So red meeple there. You're
Very close.
in the dell. And then this is number of victims.
Yep, so you'll have one person that's here.
Hope he dead.
He's already dead. You'll have one person here.
2 guys.
2 guys right next to the
Hanging out in the
killer.
meadow. And 1 more.
Yeah. 2 guys in the gingerbread house.
What are you doing hanging out there?
Eating candy. Getting eaten by the witch.
Getting plump, filled with good foods.
Alright. Each one of those cards will have different setups depending on how things occasionally happen. On top of that, there will be event decks. Each of these are unique to the villain cases, as each event and setup is unique to the actual villain himself, obviously. Larry, if I could have you shuffle those.
It's unique to the map.
Unique to the map, yeah.
Because you can mix and match.
That's true, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So he'll go ahead and shuffle those, and then you will pick one of them, and that will be the starting event.
Top or bottom?
Breadcrumb path. They took bits of bread and scattered crumbs to lead them home. Not me, though. That's them. Choose 2 of the following spaces: dell, meadow, or clearing. Place a breadcrumb path token on them. You may move between those spaces as if they were adjacent.
Wow.
Only
You're
you
in
can
it now.
use the breadcrumb path, and victims cannot follow you. Breadcrumb.
But you're in the Dell. That's a pretty strong.
Dell and where else? Clearing
Or Valley.
Was that Dell, Meadow?
or
Oh,
clearing?
yeah.
So, ooh.
There's clearing.
Yeah, but
I
they
think Meadow's over
Yeah,
there.
Meadow's got 2 guys.
and quite close, aren't they?
They are.
Mm-hmm.
There's some potential gaming right
Wow.
there, boys.
Yes.
That's huge.
Now you're thinking of portals.
Nah.
And that's across the map. You know what I
It really
mean?
is. Like, that's some poofing that's going on there.
That's some poofing. That's really helpful.
Yeah.
Now,
Wow.
yeah. Along with events, you'll come with a series of item decks. Each one is unique to the villain case that it's in, and unique to the map.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Some maps will have various of different things going on. So this one has like breadcrumbs. They have rafts going around. In the intruders one, there's crafting that you can do, so you can like tape things together and do stuff like that. Yeah. Michael, what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you shuffle these.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going to happen is you're going to put 4 cards in each one of them. You don't get to look. Shuffle them up real good because they have not. They've just been opened.
That's what I'm trying to do here. So hold on, let's
Yeah. So as he's doing that, what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and make the terror deck. So how the terror deck works is it'll be a deck of cards that are unique to the location and a deck of cards that are unique to the villain. The location ones will have trees on them. The villains will have the symbol that's associated with the villain, so the wolf has a wolf on it. Who knew? Larry, could I have you shuffle all of those together extremely well?
It's a lot of cards.
It's a lot of cards. Once you have your terror deck completely shuffled, what you'll do is you'll make 10 of those cards. So you'll just take the top 10 cards, boom, 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 and that will be your terror deck. After that, the initial setup is kind of done, and you're ready to officially play the game.
Mm-hmm.
We'll kind of give some brief overrules on how the game's actually played.
They are
So, yeah.
split up between the
Yeah.
different.
Okay.
So you'll do like 1,
Because there's only X amount of items in each location.
Right.
yes, 2, 3, and then the top card is flipped face up.
That's my fate in your hands, Larry.
Yep. Good luck, bud.
Good luck, bud.
Yeah.
You chose this wolf, so.
Can't wait for him to draw the 2 dark power cards right up rip. So, Michael, these cards are face up so that you know what item is in each location. Once you take that top card, the one that's right underneath it does not get revealed unless you have a card that specifically says so.
Okay.
If you do that search action, one of these actions down here is called a search. Sometimes they'll say take the top 2 and you can put one back. When you put one back, you can either put it face up or face down on the bottom. That'll be kind of your choice there. So how the game actually works and plays is on your turn, you will have a set of cards in your deck. Your starting deck is always all the 0 cost cards. Each of these cards will have a list of actions on them that you can take. So like walk, short rest, what else you got? Keep going.
Weak attack.
Weak attack.
Focus. That's it.
Cool. So you'll decide to do one of those, and you're going to roll a number of dice. So this is where this area becomes very important. Depending on how much horror is going on and how much gut-wrenching terror you're feeling, it will change the amount of dice that you get to roll and use. So right now, since the Big Bad Wolf had 5 horror, Michael's going to start off with 2 dice. So whenever he does an action, he's going to roll 2, and depending on the number of successes or failures he gets, we'll do the actions that are correlated to that. 5s and 6s have these stars on them. That counts as an automatic success. 3s and 4s will have 2 cards on them. What that means is that when you do roll one of those dice that are like that, you can burn 2 action cards, so discard 2 action cards, to turn it into a success. Very important. And then 1 and 2 are blanks. Those are nothing. You can't do anything with them. As long as you're getting successes, you'll see on the cards that 1 success, 2 success, have
no
different
success.
things. No success will be bad stuff usually. Sometimes even 1 success is bad stuff.
Truth. It's usually some good and then some bad.
Some good and some bad. It's a real mixed bag.
Yeah.
As you run around, you will do searching for items. each item is specific to the location. So like we have village, you have to be in the village, use a search action, roll, then you'll determine what you kind of get. What else we got going on? Oh, as you pick up items, some of them will have hands on them. Let me see if I can find one from in here.
Hands.
Oof. Oof. Man, he's not gonna get
He
that.
shuffled that deck. So.
Yeah. So like this pitchfork has 2 red hands on him. That means it requires 2 hands to use it as a weapon. Some of them will have 1 red hand. That means it has 1 hand. You can dual wield. You can have multiple things going on. If you have something with 2 hands, you obviously only have 2 hands. Boom. Anything else can go into your backpack. There's unlimited backpack space. Feel free to do that. And you can rearrange what's in your hands and in your backpack when you pick up an item. Super easy. You can also do it at the end of the entire turn, which we'll kind of go through one quick turn just to kind of summarize stuff in general. Besides that, when you're moving from location to location, you can only move to adjacent spots unless a card specifically says otherwise, i.e. the breadcrumb path.
Why is it a hard word to say? Breadcrumb.
Breadcrumb.
It's not hard. It's so difficult. It might be the hardest thing ever to say.
Breadcrumb.
Breadcrumb, yeah. When you move from location to location, adjacent, you can bring victims, which are the yellow meeples, with you. You can bring up to 2 unless there are special rules associated with your map. In this case, Michael has special rules associated with his map, i.e. he can only bring 1 victim across a bridge at a time. They are some raggedy bridges. Yeah. Some maps will have special movement stuff, like these rafts that do raft stuff, which we'll talk about if we ever got to there.
If he gets to it.
It's not important for general setup, so don't worry about it.
Word.
In terms of your turn, what you will do is you will start off with a set amount of time. Again, this is kept tracked over on your wonderful player board that's here. You start off with 6 time. As you do things, events will cost time. So like search, you'll do a thing and it'll cost a time and it moves down. Oh no. You're running out of time. Things are happening. Some cards will give you time, which, theoretically you can't just like make time, but for narrative sake,
It's like you got a little farther away from him.
I think it's just like you're more efficient with what you're doing.
Is it though?
Sure.
I walked more efficiently.
Exactly. I really, heel, ball, roll. Heel, ball.
Yeah, I heel toed it.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yes. I had 3 points of contact on the stairs while I was going down.
Something you don't do in real life? Yes.
Hey.
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 Hey. Once time ever gets down to this red X, it is automatically the end of your phase. Once you do your action phase, at any point you can be like, hey, I'm done. You keep the cards that are currently in your hand. The cards that you use stay in the discard pile. And then you move to the planning phase. So that was your action phase. We move to the planning phase. During the planning phase, you can spend the time that you have remaining to buy things and plan for the future. Cards will have costs that are associated with them in the bottom right. So to buy a long rest, you need to have 5 time left. And then you'll spend it and bring it down to 0. You can never buy anything if it costs more time than you currently have. Once you have finished buying all your things, they all go into your hand for next turn. And the cards that you played will go back to their assorted piles. So that essentially means like your 0 cost cards, which you can always buy because you'll always have 0 time, right? Will recycle every other turn.
So if I burn all these now, I cannot play them next turn.
Correct. They will not be available for you to buy at the end of your turn. They will not be available for you to buy until the planning phase of your next turn.
Okay.
So that's probably ill-advised.
To
Would
burn all of
not
them.
burn
Don't
all of them the first turn.
Burn all of them.
Unless for some reason you can get like a lot of time in return for that investment. Probably still not a good idea. But who am I? I don't know. Right? That's your planning phase. After the planning phase, you go to the killer phase. The killer always does a set action that's located on the top of the finale card. In the Big Bad Wolf scenario, they have 2 possible modes. It won't be that complicated for all of them. Some of them have more stuff, some of them have less stuff. The intruders have 3 different killers in it, so it can like alternate between the killers. And but you're just going to follow what it says. So in this particular case, they're going to target. You'll see a Final Girl icon and a normal yellow meeple. that means they'll just go to whoever's closest. If it's just a final girl, it's just going to target a final girl. If it's just a meeple, it's just going to target a victim. They're going to move, do things, and then you reveal a terror card, and you're going to do some terroring. And whatever gut-wrenching terror comes your way, it comes your way.
Yeah.
You're just going to follow what the card says. It's either going to move, or stab, or both, or neither. It might even be an event. Another event will happen. Could be cool stuff.
Could be not cool stuff.
Could be not cool stuff.
Cool for him, not cool for you.
Correct. I think, for the most part, that's everything, besides what happens when you're saving people. So, as you move through, if you get any of these victims to green areas, they are saved. When they get saved, you will take them off the board and put them on your card.
They go boop.
Boop, boop. And wherever you put them, these don't have to be done in any particular order, it's your choice. So I remember. You'll take the action that's on there. So Michael has some that like give him more time. He was very efficient, so in saving that victim, so he gets more time. Whatever it means thematically for that purpose. He can recover health. He can move up to 2 spaces away, etc., etc. If you save multiple victims, you can order the events how you want to do them, and you can do them in sequential order. So, like, let's say you like want to move,
Take the action card.
take the action card, and then move 2 spaces, or get more time, or whatever. You know, like take the action card, get more time, play the cards that from the time that you got. You can do them in any order that you particularly want and feel like. Pretty straightforward. And then once you save all 6, you get to flip them over.
Right.
If for any reason a victim is just hanging out in a safe space, they will not save themselves until you come on by. Once you come on by, they're just pretty much automatically saved. There's no special action that's associated with it or anything like that. And you're good to go. Anything else, Larry?
No,
I think that's...
except for panic, but we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, sometimes people will panic. There's very niche rules for when it happens. That kind of happens, but when it does happen, you will roll a die for each individual victim that's panicking, and depending on what you roll, will determine which direction they go.
There's just little numbers
This
on
little
each.
4-5, this 2, this 1-3,
Yep.
this 3-6. Based on the region that they're in, that's where they go.
Correct. The first time I played, every time I played Through Intruders, I had no one panic. There was never a scenario where...
When I was fighting Rip-Off Jason, they panicked a decent amount.
Well, let's find out what happens. Can I finally start playing this game now?
No?
No.
No.
There's one more thing you have to do.
What's that?
Tell these people to like and subscribe.
Hey guys, you should like and subscribe to our channel where we have tons of wacky content.
Not you.
Keep talking. Thank you, guys. Again, we're the guys of the Holder. From my left, this is Tony. I am Michael. This is Larry. We are playing Final Girl this month. We're all going to do our own little scenario, so stick around and check it out. I hope you enjoyed learning how to play it alongside with me. So we are going to have lots of fun. Come back next time where I'm playing Final Girl, the Big Bad Wolf. Bye, guys. Good night.
do 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 do